So finally, I will be reviewing the Fujifilm W3 3D camera. So, it's finally charged. The screen is 3.5 inches, and here you can see the reflection of the Minor 3D. Okay, here is the Minor 3D reflection. And as you can see, the screen is very large, and below we have the tripod mount and the battery cover. The Fujifilm 3D is capable of recording in HD, not full HD, but 1280 by 720 times 2, because it has two eyes. So, let's turn it on. It turns on like so. And once more, and this time from this angle. Okay, the screen for some reason is being given sort of Okay, so I've had to lower the exposure a lot on the Minor 3D webcam to get it to display correctly, but here it is. Like, now I'll show off some of the viewing angles so you can see the parallax 3D display in action and how rotating the camera affects the view. So, if we are from a 45-degree angle, as you can see, the 3D is okay. Then if we are here, it's sort of not okay, then we sort of have to find the sweet spot from the center. And then again, if we rotate it, it turned off. Okay, and here we have the sweet spot again. So here it is, then we rotate it again. Oh, so let's introduce a test object. Of course, it's not that dark in my room, I just have to lower the exposure in the settings. 1 second, here we have... 1 second. So, here we have a base, and you can see it's in 3D. Yes, this allows me to show the effect better. So, as you can see, the 3D display, when it works, it's amazing. So, let me rotate the camera to show from a 45-degree angle. Then again, here you can see the image doubling a bit. Then, if I rotate it more, you again get a sweet spot. So it's actually possible for several people to view it. It's not that bad. Okay. So, as you can see. Okay, now let's get on to some of the settings. Okay. The settings can be accessed through the menu display, which is here. Okay, at first we have quality. Quality is, as you can see, the quality is either in HD 1280, which is 720p, and this is capable of recording 11 minutes 23 seconds. Now, at first I was quite scared because I thought that this was the maximum that would fit on the memory card. That is actually not true. It's just the maximum segment size that the camera is capable of recording. That is, after you record for longer than 11 minutes 23 seconds, the camera will automatically create a new video file and continue recording. Now, it is possible to fix this using firmware update that extends this up to 20 minutes. But and ostensibly it's not that hard to do, but so far I've simply had no reason to do, especially because there is a slight risk that the camera will stop working. But even though I was assured that you just need a full battery, you know, I've heard some horror stories about an APTEC i2 that stopped working. So for now I'll eschew upgrading the firmware unless I really have to. So then we have the auto parallax control, which is either on or off, and this pretty much does what it says. It's sort of like the auto convergence on the IZ3D driver, if you've heard of that, which basically automatically aligns the two images for optimal 3D viewing. So this is the shooting menu, and it's quite small. Now let's get on to the settings menu. The settings menu, okay, let's begin. Date and time, pretty much understood. The time difference, it allows you to select two time zones. Okay, next. Okay, wait, let me align the camera. Okay, next we have the language. It has many languages, including English, French, Deutsch, Netherlands, Ruski, Russian, some Arabic, Japanese, Chinese, I think this is Korean, but I am not sure. Some other strange language. I think this is also, I think, Japanese, so I don't know. I'm not that schooled in kanji. And then we have Turkish, Polski. Oh, it even has Ukrainian. Wow, those guys, yeah. Greek, Ellinika. Then this is, I think, is Thai. Some other Arabic. Bahasa Indonesian. Okay, so it has a lot of languages. Next, let's see. Silent mode, pretty much understood. Reset, format, image display. I think this is to do with the zoom or something, I don't know. Okay, frame number. This basic, I think this is about the numbers of the videos. So when you shoot it, it gives them a random number or a new number, whatever. Okay, volume, shutter sound, playback volume, pretty much understood. The LCD brightness, yeah. For now I'll leave it at default. Okay, auto power off, pretty much understood. Red eye removal, digital zoom, better keep it off because it just degrades the quality. Okay, opt axis control. Okay, now this one is actually interesting, and if I didn't know what it was, I probably would have never stumbled upon it, unless I knew what I was looking for. This is their way of saying vertical image alignment, and so when I first shot some test footage, it was vertically misaligned by several pixels. So here I had to correct it. For now I discovered that the best result was +2. This moves the left view 2 pixels up, I think. But this is, it's still, I think it's still not perfect to the millimeter, but it's pretty much it's pretty much what the best quality that I could get with it in terms of vertical alignment. Now, when I use the Minoru 3D webcam, this option appeared straight away in the 3D setup menu. However, here I had to really search for it, and here it's really hidden from any type of new user. And I think that's because the vertical alignment issue is really, unless you, since the resolution is so high and it's relatively not that big, it's really hard for people to see it on a smaller screen, and it's only visible when you view it on a 3D display, so they've sort of hid it away for expert users. Okay, 3D record. Okay, this allows you to, I think, take 3D images either in MPO or MPO plus JPEG format. MPO is basically their proprietary 3D format, but if you have a program called SView, it pretty much opens it. I'm not sure if it's different from JPS. I think it's sort of the same thing, but don't quote me on that, but I think those are very similar. Okay, save original image, background color. Okay, this allows you to choose some to change the colors. Pretty much I've stuck with blue. Okay, next, guidance display. Okay, what is that? For now, I'll keep it off. I think it's like a square that appears in the middle of the screen or something like that. 3D caution display. At first, this scared me because I wasn't sure what it was. But it's basically a square with 3D on it that appears when you shoot in 3D. See? This square with 3D on it. And it cautions you that you are in stereoscopic 3D. Ooh, scary. But to tell the truth, like at first when if you really move the camera around a bit and shoot too much of it, you will get a little bit dizzy because of the parallax display. Like at first I thought only newbies would get dizzy, and I never got dizzy with the IZ3D. But I guess because here the image is, like if you change the viewing angle, you can sometimes get a little bit dizzy, but not too much, so nothing to really worry about. Okay, okay, video system, parent TSC, okay, HDMI output 3D, power management. Okay, when I first got this camera, and at first I was presented with this option and I chose power save 1, and then for like 10 minutes I couldn't realize why the video that I was shooting, like why the display was displaying it in 2D, because when it starts up it gives you a nice 3D logo and then it goes to 2D even though it shows 3D. And it seems that power save 1 actually disables the 3D preview because it sort of consumes a little bit more power, or a lot more power, I don't know. And here it even writes, priority on power saving 2D viewing in 3D recording. And power save 2 basically gives you the 3D preview during 3D recording. So if you want to view it in 3D, I choose this. And I would recommend this because it's very easy to cover the second lens with, or at least part of it, with your fingers, and you will only realize this after you have shot the video, unless you have the 3D viewing during the 3D recording itself. Otherwise you might spoil your video. Okay, next we have the demo mode, and this basically is like an introductory tutorial mode that shows you all the different features. So for example, if I have this selected, if I cycle through the different modes, 1 second, for example, let me give you a nice 3D effect, 1 second, okay, here we seem to be in 3D. Okay, so if I cycle it, it sort of explains the different modes. Sort of it gives you the different modes and their explanations for automatic, natural mode, anti-shake, and so 2 images shot continuously without flash and with flash, auto mode for the most common conditions and stuff like that. 3D images shot from 2 shots with each individual shutter. Okay, and so we have many modes, and so that's quite nice. Oh, the last one, 3D image shot from 2 shots with each individual shutter. I think this is for if you want to shoot a object that's very small and in front of you, it sort of gives you the old method where you take one image, then move the camera, then take one image again, and it sort of automates this, so you can, so it makes this more comfortable for close-up shots. Yeah, I can get this into display in a second. Ah, this is because I'm in this mode, and here we have the 3D. Okay, at least let me see this 3D. Okay, this seems to be more hard to see from the display. Okay. Ah, this is because I was covering one of the camera. This is because I was covering one of the camera eyes, so that's why it was in 2D. Okay, so this is why the 3D preview is very useful. I've just demonstrated how useful it is. Oh, so as far as adjusting 3D settings, okay, this is actually done quite easy. For example, I can adjust the convergence, and it sort of gives you the preview. For the preview, turns off the 3D display for a bit, so that you can sort of see it, which I find is quite useful. I think 3D drivers should have this as well, because it sort of allows you to preview it much more easily, to see what's going on. So, and on the right we have the zooms. Okay, as far as 3D battery life goes, I guess on a single charge you can get away with about, let's see, about maybe half an hour's worth of video. And this battery actually turns out consumes regular NP50 type batteries that cost around $30. So if you get this camera, I would recommend getting at least another extra battery just in case, if you are to go on, if you're going on some type of trip or whatever, because one battery, chances are you will not find it to be sufficient. And another unfortunate thing about this camera is, apart the fact that they didn't provide them carrying case, is that the charger is sort of separate. You have to separately charge the battery in this charger, which means if you are, say, on an event where there is a power supply, you still can make use of it while recording. You still have to, if you want to record for prolonged periods of time, you still have to take the battery out and recharge it. So yeah, that's unfortunate, and I'm not sure why they chose to do this. But overall, you know, this camera is just superb. It sort of feels like you have a 3D camera rig, only it's about the size of a large mobile phone, and it fits into your pocket. You can have a 3D HD rig in your pocket, man. This is an amazing feeling. As for 3D test videos, I've already recorded several on my channel, so check those out if you haven't already. I hope you've enjoyed this review, and oh, it turned off. Well, I guess just in time. Oh, check out how cool it opens. Pretty. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this review, and be sure to subscribe to this channel.